Okay, we are live. Happy Monday, my loves. How is everyone? First full week of January. We made it. We've come this far. Why stop now, right? I wanted to, we've done a lot in this last week. You guys have created your diamond maps. You came in and shared your strengths, what you feel like you're doing really, really, really well. And we also had you share some areas where you feel like you really want to grow. And not to our surprise, your answers were pretty much in line with what we thought, that you guys feel very confident rocking out your own journeys, which is important, right? I mean, that's one of the vitals. You feel very confident doing that. And it seems like to me, from what I've read, Katie and Whitney, you can jump into, but it also seems like you're very confident inviting people to a challenge group and running challenge groups. So that seemed like a lot of your strengths were very similar. And when we talked about areas that you'd like to improve or where you feel like you're not as strong, that is building and leading teams. So inviting to coaching and onboarding, getting your coaches started. Is that true? Caitlin and Amanda, do you agree? Yeah. Okay. So the next thing that we did based off of your feedback is giving you a streamlined system from all the way from the time that you notice someone that you want on your team to what to say to them, to the first step, what you send them, to the second step that you send them, to the third, and finally to, close, what we say close, or have them jump on to your team. And so I gave you that. Did you ladies see that, Amanda and Caitlin? Okay, good. So really we're hoping that with these tools that you feel more confident in your ability to invite people, because then you know exactly what to say to them. And then once you get them onboarded, Katie and we worked together and created a onboarding document. It's a one-page document, so we're going to go over that today. But in our hopes is in giving you these tools that it really just increases your recruiting confidence, that it takes out a lot of that, like, well, I don't know if I'm saying the right thing, or I don't know what to really send them if they're interested, and what if we don't have a live coach sneak peek? And then once they say yes, like, I don't even know how to train them. So we're hoping that these systems increase your confidence in your team. So is there anything, Katie, are you there? Anything you want to say? Are you okay?
Good.
No, you're good. Okay. So we're hoping that these really help you. So I'm going to pull up the Beachbody business tracker, and I wanted to train on it before I posted it into the group. Is that what we called it? Yep, here it is. Let me pull it up, and then I'm going to share my screen with you. And I've already rolled this out. I did a new coach Zoom last night with my brand new coaches, and we did this together. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing to help my coaches that then you can do to help your coaches. And then the flow just keeps on going, right? So here we go. This is, you have to think, Katie, because Dara does not have graphics skills at all. I can tell you how to show you how to build $1 million business, but I cannot make graphics to save my life. So Katie, thank you for this. Please thank Katie, because she is the magic behind this beautiful, beautiful baby here. So what we've decided is that we really want to streamline the system for coaches to get started. And I think what was happening is there was a lot of overwhelm and a lot of I think overwhelmed I personally was giving my coaches pages and pages of training, and they were like shutting down. So I figured, Katie and I chatted, and in chatting with other leaders, what are the things that a new coach really wants to focus on in their first 30 days? And I'll tell you that in a nutshell, they want to help their friends and family. That's all they need to focus on. They need to focus on helping the people that they know, love, and trust, and they want to start making money. Because when coaches are feeling successful in the first 30 days, guess what? That boosts their confidence in themselves and in this business. And that's really what we want. So we have them fill out this, it's a one-pager, it's front and back. And I had my new coaches, I gave it to them, and I had them fill it out. And the ones that sent it back, I hopped on a Zoom with them. You can do this one-on-one. You can do it in a group. It's totally up to you. You could do it with your upline if you didn't feel that confident. We are here to help you. But basically they fill it out, right? What are your goals? What do you want to achieve in this business? I mean, if they're setting a monthly goal of 100, you really know where they stand in their business. And if they want 10,000, you know that they're ready to get in and run. That kind of gives you like what path they're choosing to start up their business. That doesn't always mean that it won't change over time, but initially this gives you a good idea. Then we break it down. Like if they want to start making money, if they help 3 customers, they make $150, right? So let's say a $50 challenge pack we get commission on. It's a $50 retail commission. They help 3 people to $150. But if you really want to get in and start building a team and seeing what this potential is, then you could help 5 people and earn $350. So we break it down right there so people understand that building a team is very lucrative, and it can be lucrative right off the beginning. So we go into personal growth, you know, the strengths, the weaknesses, any fears that they have. So you have a good understanding of, just like we asked you, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? So that you can go forward, and we can also in our trainings really identify and train on these things. How many hours they're going to work. They need to do their first post. They need to join like a live, you know, business opportunity or a team workout or whatever we have going on to really help them get out and start sharing what they're doing, start doing their stories, right? Tag their upline so their upline can give them support. And then obviously they need to work on their journey. So logging into Beachbody On Demand, picking their program, taking before pictures, figuring out their meal plan. Is it bracket or is it 2B mindset? Setting up their office, and then direct deposit, right? So just a quick little checklist that they can get through. And then on the back side of this, it's their why. We always talk about the why, and I'm not going to go into too much, you know, the business checklist, that they're checking the team page, they're listening to the national wake-up calls, they get into the Beachbody Champions page where there's a plethora of trainings and information for them, and that they schedule a one-on-one call with their upline once they've created their lists. And of course, then getting in, you know, earning their first paycheck and then joining the Emerald Circle. Because if they sign their first 2 coaches, then they get to rank and move into this Emerald Circle that you're a part of now. So that's really like first goals is to help those that you know, love, and trust get to Emerald, right? Like start making money and get to Emerald. And so we have the memory jogger embedded in this document. So we have their top 10 dream team list and giving them ideas of people that they can start thinking about. Have them list it right here. And we have them do the same thing with people that have a body, right? All the people that that have a body that could benefit from a challenge group. They write their names there. Once my coaches filled this out, like I said, we hopped on a call. And last night I talked to them about belief and mindset and some personal development. And when we got on the Zoom, we invited their list together. We gave them exactly what to say. We did it together. And guess what that did? It took out a lot of the fear that they have of doing it alone. They knew that I was right there beside them to do it, and I could answer any questions that popped through. And guess what? It was kind of like a I do, you do, we do. We did it all right there. And then it didn't seem so scary, right? Because they were doing it together. And I thought that was so powerful, such a powerful thing. That's the one sheet. So love to hear your thoughts and feedback and see if this is something that you feel like you could infuse into your business. Marissa, are you unmuting yourself? Are you going to say something? No? Okay.
I mean, I can, but.
How do you say?
Oh, sorry. Avery's.
No, it's totally fine. But anybody, yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can just unmute. Do you have any questions? Do you have any thoughts? No, nobody has any thoughts.
Okay, well, I'll say that I think it's great to have something to start, because I think so often, like even myself, I started up a new coach and then I'm like, where do I take this now? So I think this would be nice to have something for them to fill out, to learn a little bit more about them, and not just be like, here, just watch these videos and then message me. Mm-hmm. So I think that it should be beneficial, hopefully.
Well, and I agree. I mean, I think a lot of times, I know, I will say this, that a lot of times I was putting too much in their hands and expecting them to do it. And let's be frank, I mean, there's a lot, right? There's a lot that they can focus on. There's a lot of overwhelm. There's a lot of distractions. And really, I think by simplifying, I think it does empower people to focus on the right things so they do feel successful. And I agree. I think it increases, just like you said, like now you feel good, you can put this in their hands. And I think a second thing is then don't you feel like you have a good handle if someone sends back how serious they are about building the business? I mean, it's a one pager. If they can fill out their friends and family on that list, then you know that, okay, they're ready to run. I'm ready to work with them, and you can hop on a call. So it's not like you're spending time on a call with someone maybe who's not ready, and that's okay if they're not ready, but at least this gives you a quick snapshot of where they are and if they are ready.
Right. I feel like so often I want them to be ready, and then I spew all this stuff at them, and then I think I lose them because they're like, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. So definitely I think this will be a great starter, because if they fill it out, then yes, hopefully that they'll be ready to keep rolling with it then, right?
And how do you guys feel about jumping on the phone and helping them invite, like doing it together? What do you guys think about that piece? Do you think that would help them actually take action versus like waiting, like maybe they're not actually sending the invite? I mean, do you feel like that is something that would help increase their confidence in doing that? Because it's kind of scary as a new coach, right? I mean, I'll tell you, my coaches yesterday, they did it, and they haven't been doing it until last night. So I thought it was a good thing. So this is something that I'm going to upload into the group now that we've trained on it and you have an understanding of what it is. So you guys can print it out and keep a copy. And I'm happy to, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to make a ton of changes to it. I do think that as a team, solidarity is important, that we kind of keep things in line. But I don't know what you think, Katie, about providing the Canva link if people want to make a copy and make tweaks or edits. Kind of, what do you think?
I guess I don't have any issue doing that. I just want to make sure if we do that, people know how to make a copy and edit, because sometimes, you know, when you send the link out, they edit it on the regular one and then it changes for everybody. But even still, if there is feedback on something that you guys think that we're missing, maybe just provide the feedback, because maybe what you think we're missing can help everybody. I mean, again, this was Dara and I figuring this out ourselves on what we thought, but that's only two people and two people's opinions. So we very well could have missed a key point that you think should be in there in the first 30 days. And mind you, there is so much to know. You guys know that, right? I mean, I'm still learning new things 5 years in. So this is not like an end all be all for like, this is what Emerald is, this is how to do XYZ. It's what do they need to know in the first 30 days, and not even need to know, but what do they need to do, because it's an action plan and getting them money, right? So I don't know, I guess my thing is, if you have a suggestion on what could be different, or what, or something to add or something to take out that you don't like, maybe we just do that, because again, more could benefit, right?
Well, and I also think once we start using this, like truly using it, we might see areas that we really think, you know, once we actually implement it and get it in the hands of our coaches, we might realize there's something that needs to be added. So let's run with this, and you guys start using it with your new coaches. And then just our Emerald Circle is a place to just provide feedback. This is a place for you to learn from each other, share best practices, share anything that you've come up against that we can work through together. So just run with this is what I would say. And then as you start using it, then provide feedback that maybe you think that you maybe changes or tweaks. And we're happy to do that. So this is your first 30-day document. We called it Beachbody Biz Kickoff. Then my success partner and I we're all collaborating on these things, because I do think as a network that that solidarity is important, even as a network. I think we're all trying to make things more simplified and more systematized. And so she and I are creating a challenge group invite one page and a coach invite one page. And basically what I gave you last night in the group is the coach invite. It's the step-by-step flow. I've started using it and having great success. I'd love to hear, has anybody started using it? What feedback do you have?
So I haven't done that specific one yet. I'm planning on doing it today. But what I've been doing the last few months is I do send that second video, the one about like all the details. I've been sending that. I send a video of my personal story and then follow up with that. And it's done really, really well. But I really like it was like 2 minutes or something, that first
like
video.
a sizzler video.
Like
That's what I was coming across, you guys, is that higher level leaders, like you guys are standing on your own 2 feet and you guys have something that works, that's fine. But what do you give your coaches? And that's what I think, like, do they share your story, Larissa? I mean, do your coaches send what were your coaches sending as the first sizzler reel?
So I told them that they could send mine, and then I recommended if they wanted to send, like, to make just a quick video, like, of their story, like either whether it's their health and fitness part with Beachbody and then like how that transformed into coaching, or like a bit about why they love coaching. And then that longer video, I've recommended everybody send that too, because I think that to me shows more details. That's like the nitty gritty. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, I've told them they could send mine, but I think that I like having that because it's general, because people can share my story all day long, but it doesn't connect as well if it's not. So I recommended that they just record a quick video of their own story, but this one is good. I like the general.
Yeah, I do think there's a few pieces I think that we want to consider. Is number one is some people don't feel comfortable making a video. So then that's going to be like their stopping point. That's going to be the thing that gets in their way of actually sharing coaching, right? Their confidence to invite to coaching, because they're like, well, I don't want to do a video. And so I do think that, and for the coaches that want to are welcome to, right? But I do think having, like I said, this uniform system that is proven to work, I do think can be an option, right? And if someone wants to make their own or follow their own plan and it works, that's great. But I think we're talking about, in the name of duplication, what is something that is going to work for everyone, so that if you bring on a new coach, you can give them this exact flow, say, go do this because it works. So yeah, you guys are going to have to tweak and play around with things, but I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to be so huge because, like I said, in our diamond group, with simple systems creates massive action, because you are just able to boom, 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 talk to a lot of people and share these tools with them. And with that massive action comes massive growth. I mean, essentially. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about, is train on those 2 things. But I'm going to give you the 1-pager for the challenge group flow, and then I'm going to put what I gave you about the coach invite into a pretty document. But you don't have to stop. You don't have to wait for that. You can start implementing it and rolling it out right now. So let me ask you, like you all said, that was kind of one of your holdbacks, is recruiting and building a team. Do you guys feel like this will actually help you? Any feedback? Nobody wants to talk to me today.
I like it. I'm excited to use it, and I've actually gotten into Josh Coates' group, so I think using his material and yours is gonna rock my business.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah.
I feel the same way, so I think to have more tools, innovative tools that will work for everybody. I really like your idea.
I love it, Blanca. Awesome. And Blanca, let me ask you, do you translate things? How about your market? I mean, do you feel like you need things in Spanish? I mean, Sylvia and you and I can talk, but I'm just curious.
I don't translate anything yet, because what we've been doing is we've been asking our team, the girls who are bilingual already, they are doing it for us, because we decide to put some responsibility on their shoulders.
Sure.
So last week we tried to translate, and Sandra said, stop, let's ask the group. And they've been doing very well. They've been translating some of the nutrition tips, or some of the day-by-day breakfast or lunch. So it's been great.
Great. Good. Let us know how we can help. I can even try to connect you with the Latino market and see if there's any other additional resources.
Perfect. Thank you.
So the other thing too is Thursdays, the trackers are due. Did you guys, Katie's going to upload a post in the morning, and you'll just drop your tracker. And again, I just want to reiterate, not every week is going to be great. The reason why we do it weekly is so that you can course correct and you can get things back on track before it becomes too long of a period of no action. And that, I did throw out a challenge to you guys to try to recruit 1 coach a week. And so if you break that down, you have these tools in place. think about, I mean, how many coaches do you need to invite to hit that goal to grow your team by 4 coaches in January? You know, how many coaches do you need to actually talk to? How many people you need to get in front of? Start thinking about that and putting that as part of your daily action plan to grow your business. You know, is that 10 invites a day? Is it 20 or 30 invites a day? What does that look like for you? What about your follow-ups? Follow-ups are key. I do not have people signing up on the first attempt. I don't know about you guys, but I don't get people saying yes every single time I ask them, especially on the first time. It's more of like the 3rd, 4th, 5th follow-up. So making sure that you have a really solid follow-up plan. And so obviously on this tracker, you're just putting in your numbers. But I also let you know that instead of the checkbox, we guys put the number of invites, number of follow-ups, number of new followers, so you guys can see the growth versus like a checkbox is just pretty rudimentary. I don't think it's going to help you. So put in the numbers, and then whatever you're using to follow up, maybe your paper and pen, you use the back of your paper. I'm using a Google Sheet, your Excel, maybe you have some other kind of tracking system. But make sure that you follow up is so important in today's day and age. That follow up, making sure that you're staying in contact with people, you're asking about their lives, you're loving on their stories, their posts, because that's the thing that truly lets people know that you're here, you're not going anywhere, you're interested in their lives, you really do care about them, and you want to lock arms with them. So is Avery showing us something? Her tracker?
She's just like, your tracker. She's showing you pictures of her when she was little.
Oh, I love it.
Hi.
Hi, sweet girl. Okay, so that we have our next call. So these are just short and sweet, half an hour. I will post the recording and after I'm off the other call. But do you guys have any other final thoughts or questions?
Nope.
All right, let's see some new coaches added to the team. What do you say? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, have a great week. See you next Monday.
Thank you.